Brandon, you love the world of professional football, right? And lately we've obviously seen some of the crossovers with professional football and college football and the WWE, right? We before the WWE ID, right? That's where all these stars are coming from, the Braun Breakers of the world. We saw Sheamus locally here in Syracuse. I don't understand what his ties are with the Georgia Tech thing. Somebody brought to my attention, but
it was from College Game Day where it was in Ireland, and he just kind of became like their guy. It was I don't know the specifics.
Is he still following them around? Like if I'm watching Georgia Tech this weekend, will he be on the sidelines?
No, probably not. I think what I think it was. Now that I think about it, it's been a few months now. I would say it was because nobody picked Georgia Tech to beat Florida State except for Sheamus. That's exactly what it was. Now that I think about it.
Did he have to follow them around until they lost or something? I don't.
Something I don't know.
Like a good luck charm, right? He's an Irish good luck charm. But tell us a little about maybe some other people in the professional football ranks that might be considering coming into the WWE.
So as you can, for our viewers out there, I am wearing a Syracuse hat, and for our listeners, obviously, we're a Syracuse, New York based podcast. That's where our heel to the face headquarters are, so to speak. And just a few years ago, Cash Money Trillionaire, a.k.a. Trill Williams, played at Syracuse. He was a standout, played for the Miami Dolphins for a short time. Unfortunately, some injuries kind of derailed his NFL career. And it's been reported that he's been at the Performance Center training as a new WWE superstar. So I hope he gets to be Trill Williams and Trick Williams. That Trick and Trill, that would be fantastic. I'd put money on that all day long. I wish Trill Williams the best. I love his connection here with Syracuse. He's a fan favorite of mine. If you go back and watch his football highlights at Syracuse, he did some really great things in the football field. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Trill. Hopefully we'll see him on an NXT show at a later date, and maybe him and Trick will do something down the line. So best of luck to Trill.
As you were kind of educating me on the same topic of Trill Williams here, I think, kind of like what you're describing, it might have been subliminal. So when you had sent me that, I had no idea who Trill Williams was, but at the same time also had an idea who he was based on the fact that his name is just it's somebody I've never heard of, but also like, wait, have I heard of this person? I'm not, you ever have like that person that's a big star in the NBA or the NFL and you haven't necessarily heard of them, but when you see their name, you're like, no, I recognize this name from something. And maybe it's just that name Trill. When somebody's named Trill Williams, that just sounds like a big time wide receiver or a fast running back or something like that, like a big kind of like a brand name.
He was a big personality, a big time star at Syracuse under previous coach Dino Babers. He was a fan favorite. He really was.
What was his position? Because I actually don't even. What's his position?
He played defensive back.
Okay, so he was on the other side of things. I literally, when I see that, I'm like, Trill Williams, that guy sounds like, he's a big-time wide receiver.
He was electric with the ball in his hands. There was a highlight real quick of him. They were in an overtime game, and he comes out of nowhere, rips the ball out of this guy's arms in overtime, and takes it back to the house. And it was the famous, I forget the broadcaster's name, but he goes, Cash Money Trillionaire. I'll never forget it. Best of luck to Trill Williams.
Yeah, and like I said, that's why the WWE NIL kind of exists, right?
Yeah.
So you can kind of establish some of this stuff down the line. So when you're coming in, I mean, yes, the wrestling side of things, he's on the ground floor, but the promotional side of things and the athletic and the showmanship side of things, right? He's kind of already got a few steps forward on that. So on SmackDown this upcoming week, Cody Rhodes is going to open the show, but again, tying in with this football, what we saw with Sheamus in Ireland, now Cody Rhodes is going to be a guest picker on ESPN, right, for college football this upcoming weekend, and how, again, that ties in, we got Pat McAfee over there with the side of things, still keeping the WWE fresh in the minds of non-WWE people.
Yeah, no, Pat is one of the best people out there to promote the brand, literally not for his brand, but yes, his brand as well, but his brand is also WWE. But he's so famous and like well known, and he's a big wrestling fan. Obviously he works with WWE when he's not covering football. And you mentioned Sheamus just a few moments ago. I believe he's the one that kind of got that ball rolling where Sheamus was on College Game Day just a few months back. And because it's Georgia versus Tennessee, College Game Day is going to be down in Georgia this weekend. And as we all know, we know Cody Rhodes he's a very famous Georgia native. He's an Atlanta, Georgia-based guy. He's a Bulldog. So, they weren't going to – no offense to AJ Styles. We know AJ Styles is a big Georgia Bulldog fan. But they're going to bring in the guy who's the face of WWE or one of the faces in WWE right now, and it's Cody Rhodes. And here's the thing. I didn't know about it until my wife told me about it. So she doesn't follow WWE as much as we do, obviously. And she's like, hey, just letting you know, Cody Rhodes is going to be on College Game Day. And here's the thing. I'm going to watch College Game Day a little bit more closely now because Cody Rhodes is on. So I'm curious to see how that works. It's going to be great for WWE no matter what.
Yeah, I imagine he is going to bring his championship belt on the show. They're going to say, when's the next time you're defending it? Right. He's going to obviously advertise Survivor Series, maybe Saturday night's main event as well. Rumors are they're talking about a second one already, just a month after the first in January. Yeah. So, boom, 2 Saturday main events. And I know ESPN doesn't have the ties like with NBC, so it's not a direct connection, which actually might be more beneficial because of the fact that you're getting some people. NBC's already in partnership with them, and Netflix is already in partnership. So having like this other additional side of things that connects things. And where they do have the partnership is I was at the gym, I think it was like last week or the week before, and I was there around noon on a Saturday, and I think there was some college football being played, and Joe Tessitore, right? I think it was a few minutes before the Crown Jewel pay-per-view. Obviously, he wasn't in Saudi Arabia, but he was broadcasting football. So, love that, not just that cross promotion of WWE and other companies, but essentially that cross relationship where people are allowed to essentially work for both. I mean, it just takes me back to the day when Hulk Hogan was told that from Vince McMahon Sr. That if he goes and is in Rocky III, he'll never work in the WWF again. And he had to make that decision. And now that's clearly not the case at all. People are Rock's in a movie on Saturday and WrestleMania on Sunday if he wants to be.
Here's the thing,
and they're loving it.
Here's the thing. Drew McIntyre's doing stuff. I'm a little bit late to the party. I've been watching this new, not new, it's been out for a few years. It's Mayor of Kingstown. It's on Paramount Plus. And I just got through an episode where Eric Redbeard, Eric Rowan in WWE, he made an appearance on a couple episodes. So, seeing some familiar faces doing different things, it's cool because people are like, wait, who's this guy? And then they look him up and they're like, oh, this guy's also in WWE. So I think that kind of thing is great. I don't know why we wouldn't have done this all along. Like the whole thing with Hulk Hogan and Rocky III, hearing those stories, it makes no sense because you're going to make so much money off the fact that Hulk is in Hollywood and then comes back to.
Well, yes, Vince McMahon Jr. Obviously realized that, and that's why we have essentially the WWE in the format we have today. And, it has ballooned to what it is. I think you could probably actually credit Hulk Hogan maybe for breaking down that door of being in Hollywood in the 90s and showing obviously that cross promotion then. Hey, but now it's just
let's be honest though. Hulk Hogan is some people may give him flack for whatever, but I'll be honest with you, and this is something I'll say, and this is a strong take of mine. If Hulk Hogan never goes to WCW, I don't think Ted Turner does the whole Nitro thing. That's just my opinion.
That's bringing up 90s stuff that, and Monday morning quarterbacking things from 30 years ago. But in general, WWE is putting this cross promotion thing into high drive.
Yeah.
And if there already isn't 8 hours worth of wrestling for you to watch every single week or more, right? There's literally more ways to find wrestling. I remember when I started watching wrestling in around 1999, 2000 time. This is the crazy thing to think about nowadays is that I went and watched either The Mummy 2, I think it was The Mummy 2 or The Scorpion King, based solely on The Rock's tie-in with the movie and WWE and stuff like that, thinking that was such a rare thing. Like I had to watch anything. If Rock was hosting Saturday Night Live, I had to watch it. Now, obviously, I don't have to watch every movie a wrestler's in because there are just so many of them. They're almost all over the place. So it's not like, oh my God, Cody Rhodes is going to be on ESPN because that's not the only cross promotion you'll ever see. This isn't the most rare, wild thing. Like I said, there's a million. They're in movies. Cool. Chris Jericho was just in Terrifier 3. So it started at me being like watching a crappy movie because, oh my God, there's a wrestler in a movie movie. Little did I know that 20 years later that like wrestlers and movies would be going hand in hand. And it's a good thing, right? As WWE continues to grow, and professional wrestling obviously is growing and growing every day as we keep doing this podcast.